As a former state prosecutor and criminal defense attorney, I sometimes get asked, Tom, should I consider the type of caliber for handguns that I'm using? Can that be used against me? What do I need to know? Well, really quick crash course. Number one, it needs to work, which means it needs to be effective. Keep in mind that different calibers will be more or less effective depending upon season. Why is that? Well, here in Wisconsin, when it's cold outside, people are going to be wearing more layers. And if you're using a particularly light caliber, you need to make sure that that caliber and your particular ammunition selection is going to need to make sure that it can stop the threat in that particular season. Likewise, things change in summer. If people are just wearing a t-shirt, that may affect your caliber and that may affect your ammunition choice. So number one, you need to make sure that it's going to be effective and it's going to stop the threat. Number two is, generally speaking, as a criminal defense attorney, I don't like to see things that are too far out of the ordinary. Why? Because prosecutors tend to make a big deal of it, because law enforcement can make a big deal out of it, because it's another issue that we may have to be on the defensive and on the back foot to try to explain with a jury. Keep in mind that a lot of the people in that jury who may be hearing, God forbid, your case, they may not know much about firearms. And they may be a little bit upset about just the mere facts of the case. And that may not be anything personal to you, and it certainly is nothing fair to you, but it's something you have to take into account. So if all of a sudden they're hearing about someone out there with some sort of super secret or super odd or super aggressive or dangerous round, as far as a caliber choice goes, it may be one extra issue. So look, at the end of the day, stay safe, follow the laws, and learn the laws, because that's going to be the most important thing. It may not be the worst idea to consider a mainstream popular caliber choice, because it may be one less issue to deal with, but it's impossible to predict what the future will hold. Stay safe, know the laws, educate yourself, and make sure that whatever you do choose is going to be effective for wherever you are. Another thought as well is that you can always reach out to your local sheriff's department or whatever it might be to learn about their particular standard operating procedures and policies on what kind of calibers they allow officers to carry. It could be that everything's standardized in that department. And in other words, everything that they carry is going to be the same caliber and the same type of ammunition. I know some firearm instructors recommend that you should then adopt whatever it is that they're doing, because that way you always have the reply on the stand of, well, I carried the same thing that this particular deputy and that particular deputy is, that you can point around the courtroom, same thing that they carry as well. If a jury doesn't go for that, if they don't understand that you're doing nothing more or less to defend yourself and your family than the sheriffs use to defend themselves, then I don't know what else is going to work. So that's always an option as well. But I would say you shouldn't necessarily feel yourself locked into that.